Hi, I'm Louise from Revolution Performance Mindset. Making mistakes is a big part of life. I know myself, I've made quite a few, and I know when I made mistakes in the past, it wasn't always easy to forgive myself or understand why I'd made those mistakes and feel okay about them. So I'm going to talk to you today about something called neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity, big scientific word, you know how much I love the science, but this is our ability for our brain to recognize and form new connections. Mistakes are absolutely essential to that. We cannot form new neural pathways in our brain without making mistakes. So let's take a few examples. If any one of you've got children or nephews or nieces, how many times do they fall down before they learn to walk? Me and my brother had a Nintendo one Christmas. How many times did I try to hop Mario over that bridge to get the mushroom, to get the star? Hundreds before I learned how to do it. Your brain doesn't build new neural pathways by doing repetitive actions in the same way that you think is okay. And let me just explain that a bit more. I like weightlifting and CrossFit. One of my nemesises in CrossFit is something called the snatch. For those of you that are into CrossFit and weightlifting, you'll know it's quite a technical weightlifting move. I have practiced for hours and hours and hours. And it wasn't until someone said yesterday, who wasn't good at snatching, your snatch looks quite good. And I was like, whoa, okay, I feel quite good about this. Now, the thing is, I have made hundreds of mistakes on that movement, absolutely hundreds. But every time I make a mistake, chemicals are released in my body that allows my brain to go and look for which synapses or which bits in my brain are giving the wrong message, which is not making it work. So actually, when you get to that point of frustration, and yes, my husband will vouch for this, that point when I cry in the lifting shed because I'm so frustrated, that is actually okay. Because what happens at the point of frustration is the biggest learning. One of the things I learned in coaching was that before a big learning event precedes confusion. And this explains it all. Neuroplasticity is why that happens. Chemicals get released in our body to rewire, essentially, the part of the brain that is going wrong. Now, there's also something else that's very important in learning mistakes, in making mistakes, and it's something that I learned a long time ago to make mistakes okay. And that is patting yourself on the back and learning from that mistake. Because doing that and giving yourself the reward releases dopamine, the happy chemical, the reward chemical, the one that makes you feel good. So if you want to have a better outlook on life and your thinking, you need to know that it's okay to learn from your mistakes, because in your whole function of your mind-body connection, that's how it works. Practice to the point of confusion or frustration, because that is where the magic and learning happens. Don't practice for longer than about 30 minutes at that confused state, because you will get overload and overwhelm as well. When you're older, like me, things happen at a much slower rate. So accept that things happen at a slower rate, but use this learning and understanding of what neuroplasticity does for your brain and your learning. Get good at failing quick.